one day coming out of a shopping mall and had arms full and stuff and headed to the van and did the automatic door opener, but it didn't work. And I thought, well, maybe the batteries are shot. We've had the van for a while. And so I used my key in the back, the trunk area, and nothing worked. Well, that's weird. Maybe the van's really old, right? And going to the front door, the driver's door, and trying to use the key there, and that wasn't working. And so I thought, well, I didn't think I locked the side door, and so tried to jam that open, and that was stuck and wasn't opening. And I'm going, this is weird. And then I remember with my arms full of stuff looking in and seeing a Budweiser beer bag on the front seat and realizing that's not my car. And so very quickly grabbing my stuff and taking off to find my car, hoping that that one person, right, who had dropped off their family or dropped off their spouse wasn't waiting in the parking lot looking at me, calling 911 because some guy's busting into somebody's car or something. And those can be very embarrassing moments. But I share that embarrassing moment because it reminds me of the text that we opened up on Sunday with King Jehoshaphat. You've got these armies coming and they're going to make war on King Jehoshaphat, and he doesn't know what to do. And so what he does is his only response is to grab the people together, man, woman, family, child, single, married, young, old, everybody together from all sorts of areas, from the outskirts to the inner parts of Judah. Everybody gathers together to pray and to fast and to seek the Lord. And he leads them in a very powerful prayer. And at the very end, he says, God, we don't know what to do, but our eyes are upon you. And then that's when God gives them this message and he says, stop trying to open up your car. That's not your car. That ain't your vehicle, right? In other words, the battle that you see before you, that's not yours. He says, don't be discouraged. Don't be afraid. This battle is not yours, but God's. There's that but God moment, right? This battle is not yours, but God's. And we see how God wins the battle for them. They don't have to do anything, but God gives them victory. And I love that story because how many times are we tossing and turning through the night, worrying about the stress of today or tomorrow? And how many times do we play over our minds, well, this might happen, but what if this happens? I might respond this way, or we play those tapes of what happened yesterday, last week, 5 years ago in our mind, and they go over and over and over and over them every day, thinking about and reliving everything that happened. And at some point, we need to take the truth of the story and say, hey, the battles that we face, as yes, we have a responsibility to walk in truth and to live by truth and to walk by grace and love, and there are hard times, but really at the end of the day, the battle is not ours, the battle is God's. And so instead of spending 5 hours stressing about it, why not spend 5 minutes in prayer about it? Instead of calling 500 people and telling them all of our story, why not pray to God and say, God, this is yours. You're the only one who can do it. You are God, and I am not. You're the author and the finisher of our faith. You're the one in whom all things exist, all things hold together. So I'm going to commit them to you. And to say, God, this is not my battle, this is yours. I will walk by faith, I will walk by truth, but at the end of the day, I'm asking you to do something great in this, because this is not my battle, this is yours. It's a great challenge for all that we face, and real perspective change to see the things that are before us, maybe not as stressors, but as challenges that don't push us to work harder or push us to work more or to figure things out, find resolution, but that push us to our knees. And to pray, and to commit things, to gather families together, to gather spouses and friends together, to pray for the battles that are before us. As we walk through this issue, one thing we did as a church is we wanted to say, there are things even on our plates as a corporate body that we don't know what to do with. There are things that we come before God and say, we don't know what to do, but our eyes are upon you. And so in those moments, we want to do what happened in this text in 2 Chronicles 20. We're going to gather the body together to pray. We're going to invite you February 24th at 4 o'clock. It's a Sunday afternoon at 4 o'clock. We're going to gather together to pray. We're going to pray for Cheryl Dioman, who continues to battle cancer. We're going to pray for our local outreach. We're still struggling to know how do we get involved in this local community to share with people the love and the message of Jesus Christ. There are certain things on our hearts that we don't have answers for. We don't know why they're happening. We don't know what to do. So we're going to do the exact same thing that they did back then. We're going to gather the community together. We're asking all of our families, singles, younger, older. We're not going to pray for hours. We recognize there'll be kids there, but we want the kids there. We want people who have childlike faith to come together and to pray. There'll be some worship. We'll open up God's word quick, and we will pray. And we're going to take the issues that are before us that we don't know what to do about and commit them to the one who does. And to recognize the battle is not ours, but God's. And we would invite you, and we would also challenge you to do the same thing in your life. in your home with the battles that are before you, to gather your family, your kids, your spouse, your friends together in your home and say, pray with me so that I can take this battle and realize it's not mine and give it over to God and say, this is not my battle, but yours, and I submit myself to you and your leadership in my life. I pray this has been a challenge as much as it has been for us, a challenge for you. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you on Sunday. God bless.